Hello everyone, my name is Yuri, and the purpose of this video is just share my thoughts about exercise, wellness, and movement. And so today I had a random thought popping into my head with the question, exercise versus movement, what is the difference? And so when I think of exercise, it seems that many of us out in the world have a negative perception of exercise because we think of pain associated with exercise. We think of going to the gym, to this closed off facility, a box, so to speak. We think about other people, sweaty people, or perhaps people who are in better shape than we are. And then we think of soreness, right? How we would feel on the next day after we went and worked out. And soreness is not fun. Nobody likes that. I don't. You probably don't either. It's not fun waking up in the morning feeling like you can't move. Who would like that? So the perception of exercise is not always positive. Whereas, what about movement? When I tell you, if I was your friend, I am your friend. Let's pretend I'm your friend, even if you don't know me. If I told you, hey, let's go and move, what would you think? You'd probably be like, let's go move. Like, do what? What are we going to move some furniture? Or what are we going to do? Go to the park? What are we doing? You wouldn't have any idea, right? You would be maybe a little bit more open to it because you probably would ask me to define it a little bit more. And so I think that that's exactly the point. Movement is an open-ended thing. Movement could be anything. Movement could be playing with your dog, or throwing frisbee with your friend, or going and doing high-intensity interval training workout, or maybe even go for a swim, or doing gardening. You get my point. Movement is like an ocean, and a lot of things that would fall under this umbrella. And so, since movement could be practically anything, couldn't that mean that movement would technically deliver a similar result to exercise? Assuming that we're going to go and move our body, of course, because that's what we're talking about, right? So can we assume that we would gain similar benefits? So example that I gave you all involve moving our body, all involve moving in different planes of motion, playing around, burning calories. Essentially, we're working our muscles, we're moving our body. And so what I'm getting at is that movement is exercise. There's really no other way to explain it. But changing the perception, or in this case, just simply changing the wording, changes a mindset, changes a perception. Because in all honesty, I think you would be more open to go and dance with me for a little bit, or just be silly, or go and clean a house just for fun while we're chatting and catching up, right? You probably would be more open to that than going and lifting heavy weights. And so maybe reframing our approach, instead of exercise, we can start labeling activity as movement. Now, granted, some of the things probably will always stay the same in your mind. If you're going and having a heavy lifting day, maybe it is an exercise. But here's where the difference lies for me. When I go to a group fitness class, and let's say I do 30 to 50 squats, right? I just continue to squat. It's a very common thing in total body exercises. You're gonna do squat until your legs fall off, right? To me, I'd certainly think of this as more of an exercise approach, versus if I'm going to do squat with the transition to lunge, with the transition to reach, that is more of a movement, because now I'm not just doing same motion over and over again. Now I'm actually moving my body in different planes, or adding different elements to the movement, maybe getting in a little bit of a flow, feeling a distribution of the exertion through my muscles, through my bones, through my core differently. And really, I'm a firm believer in the holistic movement, to where you move your entire body and to where your body is acting more similarly to real life situations or activities of daily living. So essentially, if you move as if you are living in the real life, that just makes a lot more sense, right? Because in real life, we don't just continue to squat up and down all the time. That's not what we do. In real life, we are going through a combination of movements over and over and over again. And so that's really all I wanted to share with you. I think it comes down to reframing our mindset about movement versus exercise. The key point of it is that when we move, we can get similar, if not the same, sometimes even more benefits than exercise. The reason being is because we don't think of this activity as a hard, difficult thing to do that we must do, but we rather oftentimes let go and just enjoy the process, enjoy the movement itself. Find movement that you like to do, find movement that you enjoy, and start doing it. And with time, you're really gonna notice something. I bet you will. I bet you will notice the enjoyment factor goes up from moving, and you will notice some physiological differences. I bet you, if you're going to go on a hike every day, you're going to build tolerance to longer hikes. You're going to build tolerance in your legs, and maybe you'll start incorporating a little bit of resistance and strength movement throughout your hiking, and with time it's not going to seem as difficult and as tough on your body. So just a couple of my thoughts about movement versus exercise, and how close they are and how far away they are at the same time. Hit me up with the questions. If you have any comments, I would love to hear it as well. And till the next time, be well and never stop learning.